We're back again for Fan Showdown Season 5, Episode 3. And I don't know about all you out there, but as I get more and more submissions for this new season of the Fan Showdown, I find it fascinating that all the designs are kind of morphing back into like a more standard commercial type fan design. In Season 4, there was like a meta that kind of emerged. It was intake, exhaust. If you had those two sections, fan in the middle, you would probably do pretty good in Season 4. We seen the cheater rise to fame and then like stay there forever. And almost all the fans were like intake, exhaust, fan in the middle. However, in Season 5, there's not really a meta that's formed yet. And all the fans from Season 4, all those juggernauts, they've all got slain pretty quickly. So what do we got today? First up is Matthias and his fan 17 Blade. Matthias said that this is his first ever fan design and he doesn't think it turned out half bad. Now Matthias really didn't say much more than that, only that he hopes this fan will be silent and that's it. He didn't test it, so he doesn't know if that'll be the case, but he's hoping the 17 Blade will at least not make that much noise. Oh, and you're gonna notice that this fan is the only orange one, and that's because I ran out of yellow. Now next up we have Antonio and his fan Gear Ratio. Antonio said that he is 16 years old and he'd always wanted to enter a fan in the Fan Showdown. The fan he chose to do so with was this one, and it's called the Gear Ratio. Antonio says that he thinks the most important thing when it comes to fan design or fan efficiency is a balance between speed and torque, and that's why he called his fan the Gear Ratio. He goes on to say that he did actually do quite a bit of testing on this fan design. He printed out multiple different fans with different blade counts, different pitch angles, and noticed that the 7 blade design seemed to perform the best. And to top it all off, each one of the blades has an airfoil geometry baked right in, similar to what you would find on a standard airplane wing. I'm actually pretty interested to test this design out because of the Simple 13. If you remember last episode, the fan that topped the charts was a fan called the Simple 13, and it was a fan probably literally created in a minute, and it was pretty much as simple as a fan can get, yet it managed to put itself in first place and knock the cheater out of first place. So it was pretty impressive. Will this fan, with all the brain power that went into it, beat the Simple 13, or should we all be keeping it simple stupid? Now the third fan we're gonna be looking at today is the Uruguayan from Leo C. Now when I first saw this fan design, I will admit it made me smile. It gives me real Thomas the Tank Engine vibes. I think all fans should have faces. Now Leo said his design was inspired by the sun on the flag of Uruguay, and seeing that Leo is also a fan of the Uruguayan soccer team, he made this fan to commemorate their inevitable win in the 2022 World Cup.
South Korea need a goal, waiting for the cavalry to arrive. What can he do? Trying to use all his guile and experience. It's a splendid ball!
Well, maybe the fan will do better. Now this next fan blew my mind, not because of its design per se, but because of the sheer number of fan designs that I received in this one email. The creator of this next fan's name is Gear, and his email said, "This is my entire fan file." And when I read that, I was like, what's that mean? Well, it meant that Gear had spent some considerable amount of time designing different fans, and he sent me a zip folder that contained something like 58 different designs. So the one that I picked out was a fan called Tangent, and the reason I picked this fan out was, to be honest, it looked like it would print easily, and the design of this one looked like it would probably do well in this specific style of testing. That's so many fans. Alrighty, let's do some sound tests. The Gear Ratio came in around 48.3 dBA. The Tangent came in around 50.5 dBA. The 17 Blade came in around 50 dBA. And the Uruguayan came in around 52 dBA. That Gear Ratio is actually looking pretty good right now. Let's see if we can keep the trend going. So two things real quick. The first is that the gear ratio is looking, it's looking pretty good. It was very quiet in the sound test, and the flow pattern that it produced was outstanding. It looked really, really good. Second though, is old Thomas here. This fan might have done the worst out of every fan I have ever tested on that setup. The smoke that came in, it literally just piled into a big cloud behind this thing. The turbulence was next level. I mean, I don't have high hopes that this fan is going to do that well, but at least it looks cool. It might be the coolest looking fan out of all these. It's got a face. The Uruguayan came in at 348 feet per minute. The Tangent came in at 459 feet per minute. The 17 blade came in at 446 feet per minute, and the gear ratio came in at 482 feet per minute. Placing the gear ratio in first place, the Tangent in second, the 17 blade in third, and the Uruguayan in fourth. And overall, they finished first, fifth, 7th, and 12th, respectively. So well done on the gear ratio here. Antonio set out to create a really good fan, and I think that he more than accomplished that, and through his design and testing, ended up with a fan that not only performed well today, it topped the charts, it beat the Simple 13, proving that the simplest design isn't the best. The A12X25 still on top, but I'm sure that won't be forever. If you want to get in on the Fan Showdown, head down to the links in the description below. There's tons of information on what you need to do to send in your fan design. There's also reference documentation for dimensions you need to maintain to make sure your fan fits in the A12X25 frame. There's some reference models you can download to help you out. Shows you where to send your models. I need at least an STL model sent to thefanshowdown@gmail.com. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you get subscribed, and I hope to see you in a future episode. Bye.